I want you to make sure when you start this program, hey guys, it's Noreen. Thank you for making it to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my journey at Walden University's Psych NP program. So first things first is I started this program in August 2022. So the program is 9 quarters. So on the website it says 24 months, but I don't really think that's accurate. It's like 24 months and some change, because if it's 9 quarters, right? Say you start in August to November, November to February, February to May, May to August, August to November, November to February, February to May, May to August, August to November. So basically whatever semester you started in 2 years, that'll be your last semester. So it's a little over 24 months because 12, yeah. So anyways, so like this, in August when I start, that really should have been my last semester, but unfortunately it's not. So, which I'm actually really kind of sad about that. Like I was already sad, and like now I'm a little bit more sad. But like, cause one of my friends, I actually encouraged her to do the program. She went to a different school than me, but she graduated, she's finished. Her program was shorter. She didn't take any breaks. She did all the right things. So I'm super happy for her. I'm glad I motivated her to do it. So anyways, so yeah, so I started the August semester, did the August, November. I struggled that first semester. So I struggled in health policy and advocacy. This class is super easy. So, but I just was not disciplined. I did not turn my assignments in on time. I was very lazy. I did not put in all the efforts. I was just yeah, no. So I want you to make sure when you start this program, you do not do that. You put in all your efforts, okay? And the thing is with this program, everything you know you need to do in advance, okay? So you know your discussions are due on Wednesday. You know you need to do 2 responses. So make sure you plan for that ahead of time. You know your assignment is due on Sunday. So make sure you plan for that ahead of time. So that's first thing first. So that health policy class, I ended up getting a C in it, which really messed me up. Like it threw my GPA off, took my financial aid away, especially because it was the first semester. And that class is 5 credits, so it's super heavy. So then that November to December semester, I didn't take any classes. I was like, let me take a break. And then I started back that February to May. I did May to August. And then the crazy thing is after I got that C and I had to pay for classes out of pocket, I was not messing up no more. I got A's and B's ever since then. So then I did all that. So fast forward now. So from February to May, that was my first semester of clinical. So your last 4 semesters are your clinical semesters. So you're doing 5 regular classes, and then the 4 you're taking your classes with your clinical or practicum, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so when I started that February semester, which was my first semester of clinicals, that was the 6635 course. I didn't know that I was supposed to secure a preceptor, that the deadline was due like that December 1st. So it was like too late for me, granted, but if you saw my other video, I said, if you end up in the same situation as me, you can appeal it and you can find your preceptor immediately where you can start taking them that quarter and you won't fall behind. So just make sure you guys are mindful of that. So basically, I took the didactic for my 6635 from February to May, and then right now from May to August, I'm in the clinical for 6635. And then when you're taking your clinical, you have your clinical preceptor, and then you also have your faculty professor, the one from Walden. So their faculty professor is the one that's going to be checking your patient logs, your clinical logs, making sure you see the right amount of patients, okay? You have assignments for this class. You have, I think we had 1 discussion, and then you have assignments, like where you have to type up stuff, like a comprehensive psych eval type of thing. You have to get on the camera, present your case, just like this. So you'll have that. So with your clinical preceptor does look at your comprehensive psych eval to make sure it's right and it's actually a real patient that you guys saw in clinical. So be mindful of that when you start your clinicals. You will have your course, the 6635 course, your 6635 practicum course, and then you also have your practicum, your clinical. okay? I'm sorry I'm using clinical and practical interchangeably, but yeah, it's the same thing. So just be mindful of that when you're working, and then, but again, you know, and everything is due. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now, all right? So far so good. So for the next semester, I submitted my, for my preceptor, and so I missed the deadline, okay? Like, you just think I would learn my lesson by now, but here we are. So I missed the deadline because I could not. Okay, the thing is, I can afford a preceptor. No, so I did try a clinical match me, and I tried MP Hub, but they did not have, because so the second semester of your clinicals, Walden is super strict. It can't be a Psych MP. It has to be a psychiatrist. It has to be a counselor or a social worker. So and they want it in person. It can't be like telehealth or anything like that. So that's where I struggled. Like, they would have one, but not the other. Like, they'll have a social worker or whatever, but not in person. It was like telehealth or whatever. So that's what like screwed me up. So then that's when I had to go into that Walden affiliation database or whatever. I had one person tell me, it's $1,000. I didn't have the $1,000, so I didn't do it. And then I found a counselor, who's willing to work with me, but she worked with Walden before, so I'm hoping it'll be approved. So that is on the wait list now. And so I sent them an email about this wait list because, so hear me out, actually. So when I did the application, I submitted it in time, but I didn't have the paperwork from my potential preceptor. And so the whole application was submitted, it was just missing a piece. And so I was trying to tell them, can I at least just, submit this one piece? No, they canceled it and I had to do it all over again. So make sure when you guys submit your stuff, do it in advance and make sure you have everything you need, okay? So, and then I emailed them like, okay, well, when is this gonna be checked? Or like, can it be checked so I know if my clinical preceptor is going to be approved? They're like, oh, well, we check 2 weeks before the semester start until like 2 weeks after, something like that. They're like, well, you knew when you signed up for the wait list. I'm like, seriously? Like, you guys are like literally like trying to inconvenience people. Like, you guys literally don't even provide resources for us like that. Granted, the affiliation database, but that field experience, I tried to book an appointment with them or a round table. The next appointment was like 2 months later. Like, that is not helpful. So whatever, I'm just hoping like at least by the beginning of August, which is like another 2 weeks from now, I will know if I can use my preceptor or not. Granted, she was in the data affiliation base, so I'm really hoping that I can. So just be mindful of that. So that's just kind of where I'm at now. That is where I'm at now. So I'm hoping that'll be approved. The next course will be the 6645 psychotherapy. So yeah, that's my journey so far at Walden University. The other thing I would say is that, so since I took that 6635, the course last semester, and then you're taking your clinicals in a separate semester, financial aid will not cover anything less than 3/4. So you will have to come out of pocket for your clinical if you take it separately. And I think that goes as well as if you're taking any what's this thing called? Like if you do a part-time program and you're taking like one class there and one class there, be mindful of that. So for me, what I ended up doing was that class that I told y'all I didn't do too hot and I got that C in the health policy advocacy. I'm basically taking that class over now in the summer along with my clinical, which it seems like a lot of people take that class over because my professor like did an announcement like, if you're taking this class over, you need to let me know, because when you turn it in drafts or whatever, like it says the turn it in drafts tells you like the originality report. So I guess a lot of them were coming back high because people were reading their papers or whatever. So she was like, let me know if you guys are reusing this or retaking this course and reusing your assignments, blah, 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 blah. So I guess I'm not the only one that was struggling with that class. But I don't have that issue with my assignments, but whatever. Anyways, so be mindful of that. The other thing I want to tell you is that, so if you do decide to take just the class, and you have financial aid, like say you get $6,000 and then you take that class, they'll pay for your class. Say it's like $3,000 and you'll get the remainder $3,000. They'll deposit it to your account or mail it to you, and you can save that. We can be responsible and save that money and use it to pay for your class the following semester, your clinical the following semester, if you won't have financial aid. So that's something to be mindful of. So if everything goes well, I will be finishing my program in 3 more quarters. So that would mean that February to May quarter would be the end of my program. I will be done in May, God willingly. I'm really hoping that I will be done by then. But yeah, that's my nursing journey so far. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.